par. Houston again with a fast break opportunity, loses it on a turnover again. Bird in three-point territory. He came out 2 hours before the game.
In Game 2 of the 1986 NBA Finals, June 5, 1986, at the Boston Garden, Larry Bird did finish with 31 points, 8 rebounds, and 7 assists in the Celtics' 117-95 blowout win over the Houston Rockets. That night, Bird controlled the game offensively, hitting jumpers, scoring in the post, and facilitating. He scored efficiently, while also setting up teammates like McHale, 25 points, and DJ, 18 points. His all-around dominance helped Boston take a 2-0 lead in the series. This was one of Bird's best finals performances and part of why the 1986 Celtics are still considered one of the greatest teams ever.
Short with the jumper, and Bird gets the rebound.
Part of the strategy is make McRae score for the Celtics.
And also tried for the Houston Rockets to keep Larry Bird busy defensively. McHale up on high, Sampson playing him, same matchups as Game 1. Bird going strong to the hoop, trying to pass it, and Reed on the deflection. 2-on-1, Lloyd filling the lane, gives the Rockets the lead.
That's what they need more of. Lewis Lloyd in the open court.
McHale comes right back and ties the game, and you always have to watch out for the quick break back by the Green. Opportunity, Lloyd to Sampson, and no basket. We have an offensive foul call against Sampson, and Bill Fitch is up and screaming. Opportunity that went by the boards for the Rockets. Now McHale working on Sampson, scores. McHale, a great scoring weapon, helped get Ralph into foul trouble. Harris coming out for a pick. Here's Ainge. So the Celtics have scored 8 in a row after the Rockets' first basket of the game and a timeout. Things get out of hand. Lewis Lloyd with a high rainbow shot, misses. And there inside is Sampson coming back offensively. And already he has as many par. Houston again with a fast break opportunity, loses it on a turnover again. Bird in three-point territory. He came out 2 hours before the game. They had to turn the lights on for him and took shots all over the floor at both ends. McRae coming right back. Open is Lloyd inside. And with 4 minutes going by, they won't lose their poise. Ainge drives baseline. But they're going against a team that gets it from 5 starters and Bill Walton. Steal. Ainge 2-on-1 with Bird.
Poor passing, mental mistakes. That's what Fitch was worried about.
Sampson. McRae on the follow-up. 50% all 5 starters were. 8 at 11.
Position.
Double team on Ralph. And Sampson now with 6. Didn't go after it. I was a bit surprised. Robert Reed, long distance. And it's now 17-14. The Celtics scored 8 in a row early, and the Rockets have hung in there.
You know, they make mistakes, the Rockets, but they always around the score.
And another sellout as usual. Lewis Lloyd running it in. And surprised at the early substitution?
Yes, I am.
Olajuwon with his first shot of the game and his first point. The Rockets are down by 1. Bill Fitch told us he'd take him out early if he didn't produce. Ainge goes up and is fouled. Lloyd, by the way, scored 6 points. Was he not doing the job defensively?
I think his ball handling, more than anything else, was concerning Bill Fitch.
There is Lewis Lloyd out of Overbrook High School in Philadelphia. Went to military school in New Mexico and ended up in Drake in Des Moines, Iowa. Originally with Golden State. Hearing a few from Bill Fitch there.
I'll tell you, Casey Jones is as worried about him as he is about Sampson and Olajuwon.
Reed committed the foul, and here is Ainge. And Danny Ainge guarded by Bird. And Mitchell Wiggins, who got hot
in Game 1.
Bird had the ball in good position and found the open man, Parrish. Ainge foul.
You want to see court savvy in action. Bird just mesmerizes Olajuwon with the fake and then slips it nicely to Robert Parrish for the... Look how quickly he got the ball to the attack deck.
The little things, they're not so little, I guess, that Larry Bird does.
Up quick with the ball. Don't dribble, don't hold it. Get it up fast.
Hakeem. And it's 25-23. McRae with 3 seconds gets it into Sampson. Hits the hook shot from the baseline.
Fast that time.
Dennis Johnson, no good. Sampson with another rebound. Now a chance for the Rockets to tie it up. Sampson, good pass from Robert Reed to the trailer. Stretch. Olajuwon goes up and gives the Rockets their second lead of the ball game. It's 29 points. Bird working against McRae. And Larry Bird, 7 points, including a three-pointer in this first period.
Let's exploit that.
Steal by Robert Reed, who missed the shot. Danny Ainge upset him just enough. Parrish back in. He hits from the corner. Robert Parrish.
Blocking out centers, not power forwards.
Bird looking for the open man, finds him again. Jerry Seasting. The Rockets have scored 2 points only this period. Olajuwon, arcing shot is good, and Akeem has 12. Here's Ralph Sampson coming out of the locker room.
But Olajuwon never left the ground that time. Good move.
Bird gets the rebound for the Celtics on Olajuwon's miss. It's a 4-on-2, and Dennis Johnson gets the basket and the foul for the Celtics, and does a somersault to boot. Five stitches on Ralph Sampson. There is Greg Kite, 6'11", and he can bang, and did a good job against Olajuwon in his brief time in game 1. Parrish goes out. The foul was on Robert Reed, who has picked up 3 now. Thus, Alan Level gets the call from Bill Fitch. Score here. Had to be taken out when he picked up his third. Give and go to Lloyd. Pick and roll by Sampson, passing to Lloyd. Akeem getting his first rest of the game. Established their biggest lead of the ball game. Bird, ball away. The Celtics are up by 9. Larry Bird has 11. Lloyd, one inside. McHale out of bounds, and DJ Dennis Johnson gives him a hand. Bird in the three-point range, puts it out. That's 2 tonight for Larry Bird, and the Celtics have opened up a 10-point lead, and Bird is shooting 6 of 8 in the game. Maybe that 2-hour shoot-around for him before the game worked.
He tries to demoralize you with that outside shot. Save it for the right time.
Celtic foul. Sampson going in there, and Kite once more trying to establish territory, and he'll pick up his third foul.
They're going to have one guy around him. To start to build a house. There's Kite, give him the body. There's Bird. Dennis Johnson around. And they're going to call a foul on Greg Kite.
Kite gets a hand. 9 on the shot clock. Seasting. Good pass to Walton. And those 2 are the new additions to the Celtics this year.
I'll tell you, that was a great heads-up play by Jerry Seasting. He had nothing but blue sky to get the jumper off, but he saw an easier one for Walton.
And the Celtics with the biggest lead of 11 points now, with 3:45 remaining in the first half. Seasting helping Walton. Good pass, Peterson to Sampson, who makes no hesitation on that stuff. They spent remove Akeem from the defensive boards. Doubled with Lloyd and Peterson. They find McHale though inside. McHale there for the follow-up. Only Ralph could have caught that pass, and he scores from the corner with under. Bird goes up and draws the foul.
Take a look at this fine pass by Jerry Seasting to Bill Walton underneath. He sees Akeem leave him. That leaves Walton all alone for the easier shot. That's what the Celtics are famous for, passing up the short 2 for an easier one.
McHale goes out of the game. He has scored 13 and Robert Parrish returns in. And we're seeing a lot more shuttling of the big man for Casey Jones in this game. An early appearance by Kite and moving Walton and Parrish and McHale around.
Well, it's hot in this building right now. The Rockets have controlled the tempo. Casey Jones doesn't want any of his big people to get a tired foul.
Making like a guard. Peterson in there. Over Walton with the basket. Bird, guarded by Peterson, puts a move on him. Parrish, Bird hits outside. Larry Bird with 18 points. So the one thing he didn't do so much in game one was scoring. And 45 Celtics. Olajuwon in the crowd. And it drops for him.
What a move. I'm telling you, and bodies are going to fly around here now. You don't have to be a great leaper, Dick, to be a good rebounder. You have to carve out some position for yourself and control an area. And that's what Bird does so well on the rebound.
For the series, Larry Bird says, I don't want to pay any attention to looking at films of Houston. Why should they be put on a pedestal? We should be put there. And I think he doesn't let them have the kind of letdowns that mortal teams seem to have.
I'll tell you, he's been sky high for this one. He's been
in the second period. Is Larry Bird. Good pass back to Kevin McHale.
When they get you moving one way, you better watch out. It's coming back the other way.
Double and triple on Hakeem, and Robert Reed will have to do just that if they play that defense.
And a big confidence builder for him and the other Rockets to get it out to him.
Only his second basket of the ball game. They want to try and get Sampson into bigger foul trouble. McHale. Another one of the moves that Kevin McHale. Hakeem. And it drops. Olajuwon with his first points of the second half. Sampson to McRae inside. Rodney McRae with only his second basket of the ball game. They won game one, 112 to 100. McRae on Bird, who's isolated one side. There's help. Ainge, the other corner. Celtics did that effectively in game one. 12-point lead for the Celtics. And a steal. Bird took it away from Olajuwon. Bird finds Parrish. And the Celtics have opened up a 14-point lead, their biggest of the game, and this may be one of those spurts we've seen so often.
You better not go to sleep on defense when they're pushing the ball up, Rockets.
Inside, McRae, shot blocked by McHale to Bird. 3-on-3, Boston. Dennis Johnson. Bird. They just look for the open man, and they know if you get open, you'll be there, you'll get the ball, and you can shoot it.
But they come up the court so wide to the sideline. They spread out your defense. Beautiful fast break.
Bird, three. Three-pointers for Larry Bird. And it's 73 to 56. Sampson in a crowd. He's fouled, but the Celtics have put on a tremendous spurt here in the third period with 7:06 to go, have opened up a big margin.
We're going to see some great defense by Larry Bird. You know, he's forcing them to shoot from outside, getting in front of Olajuwon so he can pick off passes like that. Olajuwon fouls him, he gets away with it, and Bird just attacks the basket. I'll tell you this man, when he has you down, he's going to keep you down and keep pouring it on.
Sampson, this is the free throw. The foul was on McHale, his third. What does game two mean for the Rockets? Well, if they were to win here in Boston Garden, they would do something that only one other team had done all year, and then they would go home for 3 games and change the complexion of it. Must win another game in Boston. Larry Bird. Celtics have scored 9. The free throw broke the string, and Larry Bird.
They double, they get a piece of the ball, the Celtics. Look at that.
They got a piece of it again. They are smothering the Rockets inside. Olajuwon coming out to meet Bird.
Aha!
No basket. Foul on Hakeem.
Bird baited Olajuwon into that foul. As soon as he saw Olajuwon, he was going to make him play him and tantalize him with the ball. He did it.
Someday, Akeem won't go for that. But in his second year, he did. Dennis Johnson misses a three. And McRae coming down with it. Mitchell Wiggins hitting from the corner, who slowly moved away from the Rockets. Seasting got free and hit from the top of the circle. McRae misses outside. Sampson goes in strong and finally scores for the Rockets. Pick for Johnson. Dennis Johnson goes in, gets the basket and the foul. Boy, does he use his body in a penetration situation. Good. Sampson comes down with it with 3:20 to go in the third. 19-point lead. McRae goes in. That year made. Reed misses in a penetration. Bird the rebound.
Boy, he just carves out room for those defensive rebounds. Wow.
2:12 remaining in the period. Harris goes up on top. There's Bird again. Seasting wide open. McHale tips it in. First 12 minutes. They've opened it up to 19 points. Now down to 17 with 1:20 to go, and Celtics with a very impressive third period here in game two. Bird, what a pass from Dennis Johnson. He thread the needle.
What he told me is, I hope Larry gets tied up in traffic before the game.
McHale out to Dennis Johnson. 4-on-2. Seasting in the corner.
Should be able to talk about it when they get back to Houston, so his team won't get too demoralized.
8 on the shot clock. Bird's been marvelous. How's that?
Wow.
29.
A master of the half inch.
Peterson misses. That's the end of the period. Listen to him. Game. Good outside shooter who they have a lot of hope for. Misses there. Olajuwon feeding Peterson. Good pass by Akeem. Bird inside to Dennis Johnson. Seasting finds an opening and gets it over Olajuwon. Olajuwon. Ball knocked away by Bird. Akeem recovers. Out to Level. Level and Harris make up the backcourt. Level to Peterson. Blocked by Bill Walton in the game. And Walton's hit by McRae when they put the clamps on. Bird and Walton keeps it alive. Little fancy pass. Seasting from Bird.
Get Seasting involved in the offense.
Olajuwon coming. The guard story has heavily favored the Celtics. In fact, the Twin Towers, who've had a good first half, have only 7 points between them here in the second. Bird. And another great pass.
I love Bill Walton. He loves to pass the Bird.
Wants to win another championship. He did with the Trailblazers in '77. Off the hands of Harris, out of bounds.
You're playing him because he's really a good shooter.
Someone else to go to if Lloyd doesn't do it, right?
That's right.
Danny Ainge, though, hits a three-pointer.
Has really turned a lot of things around for the league.
Reed hits the jumper. Game 2 at Boston Garden. Dennis Johnson goes up, and there's Greg Kite with the follow-up. And we have 5 minutes to go. It's 105-82 Boston.
Well, you know, Greg Kite has played, as I said, Olajuwon a lot down in Houston in the summer months. And I want to tell you something. The last time Olajuwon had the ball, he played the best I've seen anybody the Celtics play him.
Peterson on Level's mid. Gets the shot. Rockets have not been able to break the way they wanted to. Here's an example of what they can do if they break and get it out in a hurry.
An extra couple of Celtic defenders that get back to protect against it.
McHale misses, and Greg Kite is in there to tip it in. So if Red Auerbach's team and Don Gaston, one of the owners here, they have to be the man. If Walton can't go, Kite is showing that he can be counted on. 3 minutes and 40 seconds remaining here in a hot and steamy Boston night inside the Garden. And get bench and listen to the hands of the heroes here. Bird, 31. Dennis Johnson, 18. Danny Ainge, 13 points.
Well, you know, you see guys assume responsibility for a win. That's what Larry Bird did here tonight. He put this win on the board with his temperament, his poise, and his determination.
And for a lot of the fans who have hung in here to watch Larry Bird and company, Tommy, this may be the last home game for the Boston Celtics this season.